I'll be frank with you. I really don't think it's that hard to be a good person. But I'm making this video today to ask you, is it really that hard to be a good person? Because can someone explain to me, and you know what, not even a good person to the extent of like just because you want to, or donating to like a charity or something, who, you know, I get that people don't want to do that because they don't think their money is going where people say they're going. I get it. I get that. I'm talking about the simple things. Why? Good example. Down the street, okay, and a guy's got a candy wrapper. Throws it out. And there's literally a garbage can 5 feet in front of this guy. It's not even like the garbage can was out of his trajectory. Like, willingly and instinctively chose to just throw that garbage out. What does it take to be a good person to just walk up to just pass the garbage can and throw the wrapper in the garbage can? I don't get it. Why is that so hard? You're being such a good person. You're really elevating your community. You know, you're cleaning up your community, because guess what? People think it's not that big of a deal throwing out a little candy wrapper. You throw out one wrapper, 4 other people throw out wrappers. That's 5 wrappers on the street that could have been in garbage cans, and now your community has candy wrappers floating all over the damn street, and then you're wondering, why does it look so messed up over here? I don't know, maybe if the guy that was walking by the garbage can with a candy wrapper just threw it in the garbage can that was in his direct path instead of just throwing it on the sidewalk, maybe it would look a lot nicer. Here's another one. Explain to me how I witnessed this the other day at the grocery store. I couldn't believe my eyeballs. Picture you just did some groceries, right? You bought all about 3 items. There's a lady in front of you that is walking out of the store, right? And for whatever reason, she doesn't have a shopping cart. I don't know this part. This part I could not explain. But she has so many things. She's literally carrying them like this. Like, oh my God. She has so many things. And you, not you in real life, but like you, this person, okay, is right behind her and sees that she is having a hard time getting the door open. So instead of just walking up and opening the door, pretty sure that was a firework. Instead of just walking up and opening the door, you just decide to sit there and watch her struggle. Now, mind you, I was at the cash register. I was paying for my things. So that's my defense. That's why I didn't do it. But you, in this scenario, you have no excuse, right? You stood there, watched this lady struggle to get this door open. And then when she finally gets it open, she goes through, and then you rush through the door, the open door that this lady just struggled to get through. Instead of just holding it open for her and then going through right after. No. You watched her struggle to get through this door and then speed your way through the door behind her just to get through it. Because you couldn't hold the door open for your damn self. You had 3 items. Really? And these are little things. Why? Another example. This one's a little petty, but you gotta really think about it, right? Because I feel like people aren't thinking about these things, and I'm gonna bring attention to it. You need to think about it. I hope that you think about it after watching this. Say it's 9:55 p.m. Okay, 9:55 p.m. Okay, and you want to go to the store, so you get your ass Oh, you go to the store, you go to Target. They close in 5 minutes. And you see the people at the door. And they're looking at you. And they give you a little fake smile. Whatever. You think they're actually happy you're there? No. Because people don't think about this. People that show up to stores, any store, I think any store, show up to stores 5 minutes before they close. Some people are worse. Some people are like 1 minute. I don't know. You're not taking into consideration that the people at that store have just worked 8-hour shifts and want to leave that store as soon as humanly possible. And here you come, 5 minutes before closing. And 9 times out of 10, the people that come in 5 minutes before closing, they always say, oh, I'm only here for one thing. I'm only here for one thing. And then they shop and they have a whole freaking shopping cart full of stuff. I've done it before, but I'm speaking more from personal experience. I used to work retail. I don't miss it. I would never go back, honestly.
Shout out to all my homies still working retail, though. I love you guys. Miss you guys.
But where was I? I'm like ranting. Those people, they're not happy that you're there. Those people probably just worked an 8-hour shift and are exhausted and want to go home. And if you try to justify it and you're like, oh, well, maybe they're part-time. They've only been there for 4 hours. Well, think about, okay, if they're part-time, they only been there for 4 hours. Why are they part-time? Maybe they're working another job and then they work this job at night. Or maybe they're doing school and they're working at this job to get some money on the side. Doesn't mean they're not exhausted. Doesn't mean they don't want to go home. But it's like people just think that the people in the store are like NPCs, which to some extent, I think like everyone you don't know is kind of an NPC. Like, to be real, you'll probably never see them again in your life, unless, you go to the store often and they work there, duh. But, some people just treat everyone like NPCs and they just could care less. But just next time you want to go to a store, and the reason that I brought this up is because I had a personal experience recently. Someone asked me to go to a store, and it was literally at my house about 10 minutes before they closed, okay? It's about 5 minutes to get there. So it literally would have been like 5 minutes before close, okay? And someone who's watching this video might be thinking that I'm talking about them, but I'm actually talking about someone else. But then now that person might not know, whatever. They wanted to go to the store 5 minutes before closing. And I was like, yeah, no. I won't do it. I won't do it. I already know. I don't want to be that guy. You could be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. And we didn't go because who wants to be that guy? I'll be frank with you. I don't want to be that guy. Yeah. Why can't people just be nice to each other? Why do you... I mean, obviously, everyone has their own world of things going on. That's something that we tend to forget a lot, is that we have a lot of personal problems, but everyone is having problems. But in the moment, you think only your problems matter. Or like you think your problems are the worst problems in the world and like no one else has problems as bad as your problems. But like, it's very possible that the people that you know who you think don't have problems probably have worse problems than you. It's really crazy how the world works, right? Like, I've been through a lot of things, and to this day, a lot of it that I went through, I kind of just take as life lessons now. Does it hurt sometimes? Yeah, sure. But then I like come to realize other people have had worse lives, and you humble yourself, because then you think about, there's one level of humbling yourself, realizing that other people around you could potentially have worse lives than you. Then it's another level. Like, you go here when you realize that people, maybe the next town over from you could be having a significantly worse life than you. Then it gets even fucking worse when you're just like, damn, dude, I'm even lucky I'm like born in this country. Like, that's one thing a lot of people take for granted, is like, I live in the US of A. I love being here. This country can be pretty shitty sometimes, but it's, I'm blessed to be here. I am. So with everything going on in the world right now, I'm not going to get too much into that in this video, maybe in another video, but you just got to stop and like really just like, wow. I am so lucky and so blessed that in this lifetime I was born in the USA and I am not dealing with the things that these people are dealing with overseas, because I thought I had shit bad like growing up. Like these people, like some of these kids are not ever gonna be my age. I'm 23, and the fact that there's kids that are 15, 16, 9, 10, maybe even 2, 3 years old who will never get to 23 is amazing to me.
Yo, so it's like 5 a.m. and I'm editing this. I recorded this video at like 1 a.m. I did not mean to say amazing. I meant to say insane. That is not amazing. I am so sorry.
So you, like every day, I feel like I just have to kind of humble myself a little bit and think about that. And of course, you don't always think about that. You're not always like, oh, I'm so blessed to be alive right now. I'm so blessed to be in America. I'm so blessed to because you think about the bad. Everyone thinks about the bad, and everyone wishes for a better life. And that's what keeps humans striving forward. I feel like we're going off on a tangent here, but you get the point. Why is it just so hard to at least be nice to each other? Sometimes you get people who just are assholes to the world. They're just jerks for no reason, too, frankly. They just want to be. You'll say good morning and they'll just ignore you. Or you'll say good morning and they just like look at you like, who says good morning anymore? Like you're so above that, I don't know. It's weird. I just feel like a little bit of kindness, a little bit of politeness goes a long way, and people don't realize that sometimes. And there's something with Gen Z, with my generation, that I've noticed that everyone is so self-centered, is the best way I can put it, and closed off. I feel like this generation, and maybe even millennials might have had this problem. It just feels like everyone doesn't really want to communicate. And I know there's a lot that comes from the era that we grew up in, with the internet playing a huge part of that. The internet definitely has made a lot of people brave in different ways. Some people are brave only like this, and then there's people that are brave in other ways, brave in taking on a job that no one else would do. People that are brave in, being law enforcement, being firefighters, whatever. I'll be frank with you. I just don't understand why it's so hard to be nice to one another. I feel like everyone should just learn to communicate. I feel like communication is key. That's always been said. I don't understand it. The way that people won't communicate things and then get upset when other people don't understand them. How is anyone going to understand you if you don't communicate? That was just my little video for today. Is it really that hard to be a good person? Frankly, I don't think it is. Walk down the street, say hello to someone, give someone a wave, a nod, a smile. When you go to the grocery store, it doesn't seem like much, but asking someone how their day is going can go a long way. Compliment somebody. Hey, I really like your shirt. I like your hat, just like today. I seen this kid, he had a Naruto shirt on, and I was like, yo, I like your shirt, man. And he was like, thanks, I like your hat. And I wasn't wearing this hat. I was wearing a Spider-Man hat. But it's just like stuff like that just goes so far. And stuff like that goes so far. Yeah.
So I'm actually recording this video the next morning. There's some stuff that I wanted to incorporate in this video that I completely forgot to mention last night. Well, not that I forgot to mention, it's a whole nother can of worms. And I guess all of this could be considered another can of worms. A lot of this is depending on how you were raised, your upbringing, you know, who around you was teaching you. You know, and that can come down to little things as even like, you go to a restaurant and do you clean up after yourself to make the waiter's job easier, or is it just their job? You know, it's stuff like that. And then there's another deeper level to it, stuff that I didn't really want to cover in this video, such as, you know, the act of being unfaithful to a partner, or unfaithful in general, or abusive and manipulative and all of those kind of things, which I feel like is enough for maybe a second video, because there's so much more into that I feel like you have to cover. Yeah, so that's it.
I just wanted to make this channel to talk about things that I just feel like come to mind sometimes, things that I feel like people should talk about but don't really talk about. This channel is probably just going to be one big yap session. I don't really have a lot of people that I hang out with too much anymore, so I have a lot of yap energy built up, and this channel is going to be a good outlet for it. I'm hoping to do a lot of things with this channel, but I really just wanted to make it to just communicate about things that I feel I want to talk about, things that I feel like maybe the world needs to talk about more. And I want to hear you guys' opinions. Like, this is my first video, so I don't know who will even see this, or if this will even get any kind of comments or anything. But I think that peace, love, and positivity go a long way. I'll be frank with you because that's who I am. And I'll say that I hope that this video has a good message to it and that people really vibe with it. And maybe I'll make more videos of just going over stuff like this that I feel needs to be talked about, and see what people think, what people feel, if anyone even sees this video. So yeah, thanks for watching my first video if you're here, and I hope you stick around for more. Peace out.